Hi, I'm Dave Falcaro. Coming to you from Mushado. We're going to show you our new gi line. The gi I'm wearing right now is a Ronin gi. In my dojo we've been ripping through uniforms for a decade, and we kept trying to find the greatest uniform. So we tried Hayashi, we once bought $200 retail gi just in hopes that they wouldn't rip. All types of uniforms we tried, and Ronin held up the best. We still rip Ronin gi, but it's hard to do. So our plan was, when we came out with our Mushado line, was to take the Ronin gi and improve upon it. So this is our Mushado top. Unlike the Ronin top, it's a very different weave. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a really, really tight weave. It's a triple weave gi. And there's our Mushado logo. And everywhere we could rip a Ronin gi is where we reinforced it. We tripled, quadrupled stitched. We put extra patches on the inside of the gi, that's the armpit. If you take a look at this seam here, unlike any other uniform, this seam actually has a separate piece of material double stitched over the seam that's stitched together. And that's all of the seams on the inside of the gi. Now this extra material is rip stop material, and that'll stop any rip before and after it happens. So if you look, the entire uniform is lined with this stuff all up and down. And the plan is to make the strongest uniform you could possibly buy, and as of yet none of my students or myself have ripped through one of these uniforms. So that's saying something, because we train hard and we destroy uniforms. Another thing that was important to us, which might sound a little strange, is the way you wear a uniform. I just put this uniform on and already it's sagging. You know, you stretch in class here and then immediately it starts to sag like this, and you look, you know, I'm not the skinniest guy in the world anymore, and you look like you're a fatso, so you're constantly pulling this down, and it makes any little belly look like a big belly. And that might not be important to you as a martial artist, but honestly, when you're teaching students, people don't know what martial arts is, and they don't know, I'm a testament to this, they don't know what good martial arts is. I constantly try to sell my art as a superior martial art. Nobody cares about that. They care about appearances and marketability. And I'll tell you what, it's a bummer coming from a martial arts standpoint, I'll tell you that much. But also, from a marketing standpoint and to look professional in martial arts, you don't want to have your gi hanging out like this, and you don't want to, even if the gi's pulled tight, it still appears that I got a very large gut. So we're going to come back to that later. I'm going to disrobe for a little bit, just for a second, to show you something. Might sound a little strange. But here, if you look at this gi, this is a standard thing. These drawstrings, once you train for a long time and you get really sweaty, the drawstrings tighten up, and then you can't get yourself out of the uniform. I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you wear a jiu-jitsu uniform and after you train, you get this thing drenched, you're pulling and pulling. After you untie it, you're pulling and pulling and pulling, and you can't get the uniform apart. You can't get it open. We improved upon that. Not only did we use the ripstop material to create the pants to our uniform, so that creates a very stretchy material, but also we reinforced it with this rope. Now, this heavy-duty rope will not rip, and I and my students for years have ripped these little straps. They do their best with them, but I'll tell you what, this one's fraying already. And that's a relatively new uniform. I only had this uniform for like 3 years. You'll be able to have this uniform for a decade. We'll pause it there. Okay, so now I'm wearing the Mushado uniform. As you can see, it's a little bit more form-fitting. This isn't the main goal to look sharp in the uniform, it definitely isn't. But since we were designing it, we figured, why not? You know, why not try to make it look like you know, you're showing off the belly you actually have instead of an extra 10 pounds. The pants are also more form-fitting, and that's so that, you know, when you're kicking and you're moving around, you're wearing pants instead of, you know, a cross between a pants and a hagama. You know, if you want to wear pants, they're actual pants. They wear like pants. Here's another feature. With the Ronin gi, they have really great pants. They have a big patch here, an extra patch for groundwork, so that you don't wear through your uniform. We like that, but sometimes when you're wearing the uniform, if you're wearing it properly, you're hiking the pants all the way up so that the belt actually holds your pants up. If you're wearing it properly and the crotch of your pants is all the way up, sometimes your knee will miss the pad. And often my students would rip directly under the pad. Sometimes over the pad, depending on how they fit in the pants. So what we did was we started our extra pad, our extra piece of material, really high, almost mid-thigh, if you can see that. And then, instead of stopping it underneath the knee, we brought it straight down to the ankle. I don't believe you are ripping through this uniform. You'd have a hard time. The plan is to take something that really was the pinnacle and to build off of it. That's our plan. Nothing against the uniform, nothing against what everybody else is putting out. We're just trying to do better. And I truly feel that we've succeeded. Even, just to show you how form-fitting it is, even if I'm stretching and doing the same motion, this uniform fits better. It just fits. So pick one up.